Hello, happy Friday. It is, well, this, sorry, I'm used to telling you what day it is in the video. It's Friday, so happy Friday. I did 3 orders this morning, 3 notary appointments this morning, and then I did one DoorDash order. It was super close. It was on the way home, so I did it. And then I am just sitting here playing Monopoly right now because that seems to be something I do. Rather than doing something productive, I sit down and do nothing for hours on end. So that's a problem. What are you guys doing? I'm have my water and my Celsius Essentials slash. I don't know if you guys have tried this. I love this. This, yes, probably shouldn't have energy drinks, but I do. So whatever. I usually like the little Celsius, like the small cans, but these essentials don't really know what the difference is. I don't know if they're supposed to theoretically have more vitamins or something. Who knows? But I like them, specifically this orange sickle flavor. It's incredible if you like orange sickles. So I'm just sitting here in my outfit. Yes, it's the same one I wore yesterday because I didn't have it on that long yesterday. So I did it because I had like boom, boom, boom appointments this morning. I had a 9 o'clock that was supposed to be, or I did 8:30, 8:45 because traffic on Wilshire was horrible. I did an 8:30, 8:45, and then went on to a 9 o'clock, and then went on to a like 11 o'clock. So I banged out 3 notary appointments in like, what is that? 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, in basically 3 hours. So that was pretty good. Each of those was $95. So that was a 280, what is that? $285. And then did one DoorDash order, minuscule amount. I was like 825 or something like that, but it took me 20 minutes to do it. So whatever. I got a little extra money. Well, I will say I am probably not getting rich off of DoorDash, TBH, but I will say the little Dasher card thing is nice. So I had done over Mother's Day weekend, I had done like 80 something dollars worth of orders. So I was able to get fill my car with gas and still had a little bit of money over because I did the Dasher card thing. So it once you finish your dash, your little scheduled period, it credits your account immediately. So that's kind of cool. I mean, if for nothing else, then it paid for my gas. And honestly, it's not that hard. Go park, pick up food, and take it to somebody's house and apartment usually. It's not that hard. Yeah, I mean it's something, right? It's wait, what is this? Update you've scheduled yourself. Oh yeah, I scheduled myself for another DoorDash because I'm like, what the hell? I'm not doing anything, and Aaron is still gone. I don't literally went down to Arizona to get tags on his car, and has been there for a week. So I weird to me, but I mean he's doing other stuff too. He's working on his next development and stuff like that. So it's good that he's getting that stuff done. But I'm like, well, I'm just here alone, so I might as well do notary appointments and DoorDash and whatever. Um, yeah, this is my yeah. Anyways, that's my problem. I feel like I always come on here and complain. I'm not. I really am not like a huge just sit here and complain type of person, but that's just I don't know the mood I've been in lately. I'm just kind of how I feel. Um, just specifically because of all of the shit. I mean, everybody goes through shit, but I feel like right now this is my cycle of shit. It's, yeah, just with all the horse stuff and the debt and the bills and things like that. I feel like I'm just going backwards. I don't even feel like I'm going backwards. I feel like I'm sliding backwards. I feel like a car in the mud right now, and I'm revving my engine, but I'm just skidding out. It's kind of the feeling I'm in. I wonder if I could. There. No, I'm not sitting above the camera. There, that's better. Yeah, so I just feel like I'm skidding out. So I do find it a little bit hard to be optimistic right now. Just, yeah, I feel like I don't like being the victim, but I feel like every month I'm just, or every week or every day or whatever, I'm just like scrambling trying to gather money up and I can't, which is so frustrating to me because I have all of these things I want to invest in, do, and crypto that I invest in stocks that I invest in real estate that I want to get into, and I have like all of these things that I want to do. But my problem is making the money. I know what I want to do with money if I get it, but it's like making the money, which sounds so stupid because it shouldn't be that hard. It's not that hard. I know there's so many people that just like, they can just make money. And for whatever reason, I am always getting my fucking way. I'm like, oh, I want to do this, I want to invest in that, I want to buy that, and then I'm just like, I can't actually make the money. And I watch all of these people, these entrepreneurs, these sales coaches, I watch all these things. I'm like, yes, 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 let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. And then I don't implement and I don't know. I feel I feel like I have these things that I think I should do, and then I just never implement it, and then I just end up doing nothing. And I know I don't think I'm lazy. Maybe I am lazy. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm lazy. I don't know. I never thought of myself as lazy because I always like did stuff and did horse stuff and like I did it and then yeah. I don't know. It's a weird position because I never thought I was lazy. I never was allowed to be lazy. I need mental help. I don't know. Need to go get locked up in a padded room for a week or two and figure my shit out. Maybe. I don't know. Something wrong with me. Anyways, how's your day going? No, there's basically nobody on here, but these little lives are kind of fun because I can just, I don't know, I like the lives. I feel like if I scheduled these and actually did this with some consistency, I think the lives are kind of fun because I can just hop on whenever, wherever with my little phone and just make a video, which the theory of me making videos and taking on notary appointments and stuff, it sounds good, but then like I don't think about it. Like I get in a car and then I turn the thing on, the camera on, or I get halfway through my day, I'm like, oh, I should film. And then it's like, okay, well, it's halfway through the day. What is there really to film now? But the lives are kind of fun because I'm like, okay, well, I'm just sitting here. I can actually go live and I'm making a video as I sit here. Maybe the information is not so relevant by the time the video the next day or something, but it's still fun. I mean, we're live, we're making a little video, we're catching up, we're chatting. I feel like this is our little daily check-in. Yeah, so I like it. I would like to do like actually I like the lives more than anything. And I feel like once I maybe plan these better, schedule these better, it could be fun to just hop on here and I don't know, talk, go throughout the day. I mean, my days are similar, but then they're not. I mean, they're similar in that I kind of do the same thing every day, but then it's not exactly the same. The people I meet, or the situations I get into, or the people I'm fighting for the day, or the eBay I'm dealing with, or whatever. I mean, that part does change a little bit every day. But yeah. So it's Friday. I'm trying to figure out. I will fly. I'm flying to Texas at some point in time. Originally, I was flying on the 20th because we're going to Lexington on the 20th. Well, we'll start driving to Lexington on the 21st. So I'll fly down to Texas, Pilot Point. I'll fly into DFW. Originally, I was planning on flying down on Monday, but then I was looking at flights and I fly Frontier a lot of the time because I have this little Frontier Pass thing that, and yes, it's Frontier, but honestly, I don't care. I see flying at least as much as I fly when I'm going to Texas. I just see it as like taking a taxi. It's public transportation to me. It's not luxury travel. It's just get in the plane and go. So I use my little Frontier Pass. I think we paid like $5.99 for the pass, and then I can literally book my flight. Actually, I have to book my flight 24 hours in advance but you get a super cheap deal. So, as part of buying like your membership with it, I saw there was a flight out of Santa Ana on. There's one on Sunday and one on Monday. One of them leaves at like 8 something, the other one leaves at like 7 something. So I would rather the 8 o'clock one because that gives me a little bit longer, like an hour to sleep in. not that I don't care about sleeping in, but it gives me this. God, I look so old. It gives me like an hour to sleep in because the other one is leaves at 7:30, I think, but Santa Ana is about an hour away minimum. So 7:30, you need to be there about hour and a half ahead of schedule, ideally. So you need to be there at 6, which means we have to leave at 5, which means I have to get up at 4. That's a little less ideal. If I could take the 8 o'clock or 8:30 flight, that's a little more palatable. I'll still have to get up early, but it's not as bad. Uh, so I'll do that flight either Sunday or Monday, and then I'll get it because of my little Frontier Pass. I get the flight for like $16, which is great. And then I'll get down to Texas on Tuesday. We will leave for Lexington for the premiere quarter horse show, and it'll take us 2 days to get there. So because when you travel with horses, some people don't do this. We do. Shannon and I do, and always have. It's so we'll travel. We always have a destination that we're stopping at because it's at least our belief is that it's best to get the horses off the trailer, and it's good for us to sleep. Some people will sleep trade off drivers and they'll drive 24 hours straight. And the theory is that the horses they are in the trailer and they're actually calmer in the trailer versus like putting them on and off. We're of the belief that horses should get off the trailer, lay down for the night, eat, get off their feet because they've been on their feet all day long, which is not uncommon historically speaking. I mean, horses used to live in tie stalls, but considering they're going to a horse show and they're going to have to work hard, we lay over. So we'll take 2 days to get to Lexington. The first day we go to Blytheville, Arkansas, I believe, and then from there we go to Lexington. So 2 fairly easy days. It's really not a bad drive. And then we're in Lexington. That puts us there on the 22nd. Then we leave Lexington on, I think we leave on June 2nd. So we're there for about, what is that, 10 days? Which is super cool. I'm super, super excited. I haven't gone to as many horse shows this year because I was theoretically building up my real estate business, which, as we went over yesterday, I have not done because I don't know if I have fear of implementation or something, or if I'm just lazy, but I have not done that. So, like, you know what? This show was my very, very favorite show of the year last year. So, if I am going to go to one and kind of just like say, fuck it, I'm going, it's gonna be this one. I loved that show. It was so much fun. Lexington was gorgeous. I loved how horsey it was. I loved that you could be literally in the heart of the heart of the heart of the horse country, especially like for what we do. I grew up in race horses and there's jumpers and I do quarter horses and all of that. It's incredible. So what I thought was so incredible about Lexington was you could literally be in the middle of horse country and it was like 10 minutes. You could be downtown having a world class meal. So it kind of combined all of the experiential things that I love about going places. I mean, it was gorgeous, it was horsey, it was country, it was city, but not. I mean, it was a fairly small city, but a very horse centric city. I loved it. Like I loved Lexington. I thought it was incredible. So yeah, I'm super excited to do that because I don't know. I mean, right now I don't know what other horse shows I will get to go to. Just the way things are right now. I'm hoping next year will look. I was thinking this year was going to look different, but I'm hoping next year looks different. Um, we should be. We should be. And kind of one of the major things. I mean, there's a few major things that I'm waiting for. One of them, obviously, um, getting his horses sold. But then the other one is the crypto bull run, right? So I don't. You guys that have been around for a minute, I've invested in crypto for like 6 years now, over 6 years, something like that. So I'm waiting. We should be seeing the crypto bull run. Obviously, we've started the bull cycle in general, but we should be seeing some pretty good numbers the end of the year. Wide belief is kind of quarter 2 of next year is would be following the 4-year cycle, but there is some speculation that obviously as we go into elections, as the potentially interest rates come down, as things start to look better, that the cycle might be accelerated or shortened a little bit in that we start seeing our crypto peaks maybe the end of the year, beginning of next year. So that would be great, actually. I'm hoping my optimistic estimation is I'm trying to get a 10x return on average. So I'm trying to get a 10x return on my overall portfolio. I do have some money that I invested for my parents and then myself. So if I could get a 10x return, think I think it's doable. I don't I think a lot of the crypto that I am invested in, I think 10x is very plausible. I feel super confident about the majority of the coins that I am invested in, and I think, yeah, a 10x return would be great. If we get a 5x, which I think, 5x, 5x is, I think, super plausible on a lot of even the large cap coins. So for me, 5x return would still be really good. That would still. I have some tokens that I bought into and then sold and then bought into closer to the bottom. I have some where I was a total noob and just held because in my mind, the last cycle we were still going up. There was this whole belief that we were going to $100,000 per Bitcoin and it didn't happen. But I was in that school of thought because I wasn't as experienced. That was my first bull run. So I was thinking, yeah, we're going to go up, we're going up, we're going up. And instead of focusing on kind of the larger macro narrative on how the cycle was playing out, I was waiting for this number, following a lot of people that I followed. This time around, I know I have some benchmarks that I will be taking profit on. So no matter what, we have profit. So my plan is, and obviously I'm just throwing this out into the ether. My plan is I have some kind of price estimates that I will be taking out. My goal is like on a lot of the coins that I'm holding, I want to take out at least my initial investment on whatever each of those coins and then let the rest ride and then just slowly kind of tear out. I don't know. The problem with me is I hate so I say that, but the problem with me is I hate doing that. I'm gonna tear out, I'm gonna incrementally, I'm all or nothing when it comes to my purchases. So like I want to buy 100% or I want to sell 100%. So what I'll probably do, since a lot of my stuff is on crypto.com, I'll probably just set the limit order at a certain price and then just let that hit and then call it. And then if it's still early on in the bull run, I'll reallocate that maybe to some other coins that I think are going to pump still, or I might just sit on the sideline. I'm not sure yet. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with that yet, but I do want to. I'm not sure where I want to take these. The next piece I need to think about is what I want to do with these crypto profits. So, on the conservative side, if we 5x, that basically, if we 5x from here in the account, that's both my parents and my money combined. If we were to 5x from here, that would basically roughly 2 or 2.5 times my dad's investment and my own investment. So on the low side, conservative side, if we 5x from here, it would be 2.5 times investment increase, whatever. And then if we 10x my portfolio, that would be, it would essentially, if we 10x our portfolio from here, then it would be, sorry, thought I heard something. There's one of the Airbnb guests coming in. If we 10x the portfolio from here, then that would basically, what is that? That would basically 5x my dad's investment in my investment. So conservatively, 5x the portfolio, optimistically 10x, and then if by chance some of the crypto that I'm invested in just do way better, then that would be amazing. It's a little bit weird to like calculate how much we have invested because some of the stuff I have just held from the last bull market peak, and it's like I just didn't sell. And then some of this money I have been putting in incrementally. I have taken some out. I've put my dad's money in. With his, I didn't quite hit the bottom. I bought in, again, I could have managed this better, but I'm still confident in what we bought in at. I bought in some really good coins, I believe, kind of midway through the drop. So his amount invested did come down still, but he's still going to be up. We didn't hit the bottom, we didn't buy in at the top, so we kind of bought in that middle ground. So it's all of our money that's invested. The majority of it is not from the bottoms. So of course we're at a our account's negative right now, technically. But yeah, I mean I'm confident we're going to see positive returns. And even, I mean, really a 5x would be still incredible. I mean, that's still going to be a good amount of money. So then I just had to figure out next, like, generally speaking, crypto operates on a 4-year cycle. So, and it's about, you can roughly think a year and a half bull cycle ish, a year and a half down cycle ish, and that leaves you about a year of just chop in the middle. So I've got to think, like, what do I want to do? If we 5x our money, then I'll probably just give him what he invested. If he wants that, he might just want to keep the money in the investment pool, and then we'll just have a little bit more to play with, which would be great. If we 10x it, then I will for sure just be like, here, cash out. I know on my side, if I haven't improved my debt situation by then, I'll take a large chunk of my whatever profits and I'll just pay off all of that debt, and then I will just be on my side. If we can at least 5x, then I will be able to fully pay off all of my debt, which would be great. I'm hoping, obviously, in a year's time, I'm generally in a better financial situation, but who knows? I don't actually know if I can see comments or anything. Um, yeah, so I will do that. And then otherwise, if I'm able to sell horses and I'm not in as bad of a financial situation, then would be a little bit better. Hi, will be thanks for being on here. Um, if we what is that? If I get some horses sold this year and we get the bank serve payout and whatever, then the money that the profits that we get off of crypto will be a little bit different. But I've got, like, in my mind, I've got a couple different things I want to do. Part of me wants to roll all of our proceeds into then some type of real estate. I want to get into multifamily, but I'm not sure yet. There is some question on where my parents are going to be because they do racehorses. The race is closing basically. Yes, thank you, Robin. It's not super exciting yet. I definitely need to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how I want to incorporate the real estate stuff. Um, I miss the skincare stuff too, honestly. Once I get myself on more of a stable footing, I definitely want to get back to purchasing and trying more skincare. I don't know as if this will be a skincare channel again, but I want to incorporate kind of all of the things that I love. I mean, horses, skincare, real estate. I want to incorporate all of that. Um, yeah, so I do miss that. I would say the most exciting thing I've tried so far is I've started using the agency products. I think I talked about that in another video, but the agency is like the Curology basically. So let me see. Hold on. I'll show you what I got. So these are my two little things that I got. So this one is the Future formula, and it looks like this. Let's see. We'll go back to Beauty Blogger days. So you can see my little formula is 0.035% tret, 5% azelaic acid, 5% tranexamic acid, and 4% niacinamide. This stuff is really good. I was a little bit skeptical. I'll get back to the investing part, but let's talk skincare for a minute. Since I have a skincare lover here, I was a little bit skeptical at first when I saw 0.3035%. Not because, I mean, it's still strong, right? It's the mid-level concentration for tret. But I was like, really? 0.035? I've been using 0.5 or oh 0.05 for like a year now, basically. But this is strong. When I got the sample kit, I fully gave myself a chemical burn because you combine these two. So that's the Future formula. And then you have this dark spot formula, which they do it on a cycle. They'll do a couple months with hydroquinone and then a couple months without. So your hydroquinone formula is 5% hydro, or wait, 4% hydroquinone, 4% kojic acid, 3% azelaic again, which I kind of love. That's a really good ingredient. And then it does include 2.5% hydrocortisone, which at first I was a little like, I don't really know if I want to put hydrocortisone on my face twice a day, but let's just play it out. I will say this shit is strong though. So don't, it's hard to say don't listen to what they say, but what I would say is maybe don't use it as much as they were saying. I was up to using the 0.05% tret almost every single day, and it was just like play it by ear. When my skin felt a little bit sensitized, I would just not use the tret that night, but then was able to use it the next day. So I was probably up to 5 to 6 days a week using tret. This shit strung. When I first got the sample kit, because you can get the sample kit and it's like you just pay for shipping or something like that, which was great. It was a nice way to try it. I was using this like I would with my tret. You use this twice a day, and their ideal method is I obviously use toner and essence still, but you put your future formula on, you put their moisturizer on, and then you put the dark spot formula over the top, and you're supposed to use the dark spot formula morning and night. I got this whole area right here. I was like, oh wow, I'm getting some peeling. It was not peeling, honey. It was full ass chemical burn. This whole area was bright ass red, and the skin was just sloughing off, and it hurt. Like we were at a full. I swear to God, I gave myself a full chemical peel, which was not intentional, but I didn't hate it, but it wasn't ideal because the skin was falling off all day, every day. It was like my skin was like, "You want us to peel? Fine, we're gonna peel." And we're not actually all of us. We're gonna peel down to the bone. We are fully peeling. But I also will say, in their defense, I was 100% overusing this because I do. That's anybody that's been on my skincare side of the YouTube channel for a minute knows I have always been like, I don't think more is more, but I've never been the person where they're like, look at, you can use a raindrop size and it spreads over my face. I'm like, I don't know if I have a horse face, but a teardrop size or whatever has never smeared over my face. I need like, if you need half a pump, I need 4 pumps. That, I don't know. That's just me. But that doesn't work when you're talking about this stuff because it's way too strong. But I figured it out. Now I'm up to using this basically every day again, but I will say I'll do 1 pump on my face, 1 pump on my neck, moisturizer, and then I do the same thing with this future formula. And I will say, like, my neck skin it's a little bit dry, and you can kind of see it's weird. So, I don't know if you can see because there's no light in this thing. Ooh, this looks like shit. But it's, let's see, you can kind of see it's a little red, but it's not red like it's hurting and peeling. It's red. I'm thinking it's from this dark spot formula. I think it's like I've never used hydroquinone, but in my mind it's getting rid of the pigmentation. I don't. I've used azelaic acid. I don't think it's that. I think it's this that's causing the redness more than anything. And it's not like bad. It's not horribly red, but it's red. But I will say the one thing I really love is this. Hold on a second. So I have mixed feelings about this. Their silk screen, it's a tinted sunscreen. I usually hate tinted sunscreens because my problem with them is I feel like for the amount of sunscreen you need, the tint always ends up looking like shit. Like I use a ton of sunscreen because one, you're supposed to, and I probably overuse that too. But I'm not about getting a whole burn on my face in the sun. Like I have enough skin problems. I don't need to get a burn on my face. But this is really nice. The tint is barely noticeable. And the surprising part is this is a 13% zinc oxide with a 2% titanium dioxide. And it's basically sheer. Let me just show you this because it was incredible. So let's see. Okay, let's turn this light on again. because you wouldn't believe this. So it's super watery. You're like, okay, that's a tint. But then it literally disappears. And the weirdest part about this sunscreen is it, for being a tinted sunscreen and for being a, what do you call it? Physical, it dries down. It's what I'm wearing right now. It dries down to basically nothing. That was the world's worst illustration of what it looks like, but you get the tint. But the problem with it is, or my problem with it is, it's only 1.35 ounces, which when I get sunscreen, I need like the 25-ounce one because I'm just going to pump it out and then put it all over my face. So, so I've been using this like a topper. I'll do my sunscreen and then I'll put this on over the top. I I want to say it's like 20 something dollars, so probably expensive for if you're gonna just use it as your only sunscreen, but if you're using it as a topper, then I don't know, maybe it's cool. I have not tried that Riedel shot. I've watched so many YouTube videos and Instagram videos of people trying it. Super interested, and I also think conceptually it's really interesting. What is it? They use like sponge particles or sponge needle, something like that, which I I don't really understand. It sounds incredible though. I would like to try it. I'm totally about the whole microneedling without microneedling type of thing. Makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Whatever that word, spicules. Sponge spicules. Wait, hold on one second. I'm getting a text. Uh, yes. Oh, yay. I was getting a text from Aaron. It's me complaining. So it's funny. Off of the skincare, I don't know if I've already talked about this because my brain's just not functioning, but I had that. Oh, I think I told you yesterday, but it was on another live. So, well, let's revisit it. So I got that one notary appointment yesterday, which was literally the only one that I got. It was for a single doc, and then it was not a single doc. So it was funny. I scheduled with the guy. We were supposed to meet today at 2:30, and then I printed out the documents. They I requested a fee increase because it was not a single doc, and I'm not gonna fucking do it if you call it a single doc. It's not a single doc. These title companies make a lot of money. Don't try to get me to do something called a single doc. Just be honest. You're not paying for it. The client's paying for it. But so this guy, so they said whatever. The my signing service emailed me. They're like, hey, they want to cancel it. I'm like, I can reschedule. Like they don't have to cancel. Well, they didn't like that they're having to pay more. So get this shit. They're gonna have to pay $25 because I already printed the docs. The print fee with them is $25. The notary appointment was gonna cost them 50. Just do the math with me here. So the notary appointment's gonna cost 50 for a single doc. I requested a fee increase to 75. It was multiple documents, so that means it's a regular file. They cancel the appointment. They still have to pay me 25. Now they still are going to have to pay a notary to go get the document signed because they didn't get signed. So they canceled it on my side. The guy just called me because I was supposed to meet him at 2:30 today, and he's like, "What the fuck? Where are you?" But your title company is supposed to contact you. Well, they didn't. So, and he's leaving the country. So instead of paying me $75 and getting this file closed, they're being cheap and they're going to pay me 25 for printing. Now the guy's going to leave the country. They either now have to figure out how to get him to sign something at an embassy, or they're going to have to wait till he gets back. And then they're still going to have to pay somebody $50 to go sign the docs. And it's going to take longer. So this is a little, anybody that's a title agent, I can work with you, but just be honest. I mean, please, for the love of God, you're not the one paying. This is what I want to tell the title people. I want to just say, hey, Lucille, just let's have a heart to heart. Look me in the eye. Here's what we're going to say. So, scene. Sandra, I know you're a incredible title agent. However, I need you to know this. It's not your fucking money. You're a really good employee, but it's not your fucking money. Pay the $20 extra. Just do it. The closing fees on this appointment were $350,000. Just pay that $20, honey. It's okay. It doesn't matter. And it's not that it doesn't matter, but you know what I mean. It's like we're closing on a $6 million house. I'm not saying I deserve more money. I'm saying I deserve the money that's owed. That's it. I mean, that's all I'm going for. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't think that's a lot to ask. Okay, so let me see. What was I talking about? Okay, so back to the investment side. So multifamily. Oh yeah. So my parents are moving, or potentially moving. So they're in the Bay Area. That racetrack is closing. They're going to Pleasanton to the racetrack there. But then there's the speculation like horse racing just as a whole is a dying sport, unfortunately. And it's unfortunate regardless of what. Yeah, exactly. More effort, more money. So it's the same principle. If a file is 200 pages, it's not just that when we request a fee increase. So just a general breakdown on how things work with the company I work with. I don't work for anybody, but the company I usually work with. It's anything that falls under Fidelity. So a standard package used to be considered up to 160 pages. They have revised it since, and it's like up to 200 pages now. So past 200 pages, you can request a fee increase for a large file, which again, it makes total sense. It's resources. It's I mean, look at this. Look. Here's here's what we've got. Here's what our notary company looks like just to make things function. So we've got one printer here. I've got another printer there. I use my iPad to do the appointment. Then I've got a battery pack in my car. We've got, whoa, turn around. We get a box of paper. That's the one we're currently working on. We've got another box of paper that we're using. We've got another printer here that we use. We've got another printer here. We've got the computer that we have to use. Sorry, everything is disgusting. Please disregard. We've got all of the supplies, and then we have a commercial size printer in the front house. Like, these things cost money. So when you do a 200-page appointment, it makes sense. Ink is expensive. Like, hold on. Like this. This is ink. Anybody that's bought ink knows this is fucking gold. This is gold. This little thing here, this is money. This is like big money. But the title companies they don't think that. And the other part that you run into is a lot of title agents aren't from Los Angeles. So you also run into an issue like there's gas and time and money. If you say there's an appointment, you're going to, I'm in Hollywood. The appointment's in, let's say, Santa Clarita. That's pretty far. There's this lack of understanding if they're from Illinois. Like Hollywood to Santa Clarita, it's not that far. It's 30, 25 miles or something like that. But in LA, that could be an hour or it could be 2 hours. So it's like all of these little things. It's not like we're these money grubbing notaries that are just trying to suck the money out of the appointment. It's just like there's more resources being used, and if it fits, we request more. And we're just following what their criteria is. If something is one document, it's $50. I don't request more. If I get something that's just a grant deed, then it's $50, and that's cool with that. But if something is $250, I am not going to just accept $75 or $95 because it's over what's considered a large file. Now that merits a fee increase. And it's the most frustrating part about it is like the lender, the title company, every step of the way, people are going to try to get what they deserve. Some people are going to try to get more money than they deserve. That happens. That's everywhere in life. But everyone should be. I am of the belief, and this isn't. I don't know how to say this. I want everybody to be paid equitably, not equally, equitably. The lender does a lot of work. The real estate agent is doing work. The title agent, they're doing work. Like, I agree, all of these people should be paid for their effort. So for me, it's like, don't take away from me because I think that you should be paid. Like, I think you should be, I think everyone along the way should be paid. So don't immediately go to like, that fucking notary, they're trying to get more money out of us. Like, dude, it's $20 first of all, and I'm not doing it just for shits and giggles. It's only when it's merited. Anyways, that's my little notary rant. There's always a notary rant, right? But anyways, on the investing side, so I want to take when we cash out the crypto portfolio. The problem is I'm not a trader. I don't like day trade or swing trade. It's just too much, and I you can make money all the way through your cycles by trading, but I just don't do it because I feel like you need to really dedicate yourself to focusing on it and setting the stop losses and studying the charts and everything. And I'm not going to do that. So to me, it's more a long term trade. I try to buy low and then sell high as best I can and make profit along the way. So to me, when we get past this bear cycle, this bull cycle, this peak, whatever, I've got to figure out where we're going to allocate the profits. So I really want to get into multifamily. The caveat is if my parents do happen to move, because what's happening right now is they're moving from the racetrack in at Golden Gate Fields to Pleasanton. And this is kind of a, I don't want to say an experiment, but it's a little bit of a startup. They're trying to take what was their racing meet at Golden Gate Fields and push that over to the Pleasanton racetrack. And while that sounds easy, because of simulcasting, how they televise horse racing, the betting, how that's televised and how it works with state regulations, there are some caveats to it. So there's the potential that they could be there for another few years, which would be great. They'll just stay in Pleasanton. That's wonderful. But there's also the potential that this just crashes and they might have to move somewhere. And they're talking like Arkansas or Alabama or God, I don't know where. Which for me, I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, I've always understood that my parents will be in racing until they die. I mean, that's just the reality of it. It's in their blood. That's all they want to do. I've kind of thrown out in the past, like, hey, do you guys want to go move to a farm and we'll breed and raise racehorses and show horses and whatever and make it just a different life? You can still be in horses, but not working so hard every day. And they don't want to, and that's fine. I want them to be happy, and if that's their passion and they want to live, breathe, and die racehorses, then I also know that as people age, when you take what they're passionate about and you pull them away from it, that's when people die. And I don't want that. Like, obviously, I want everybody to do what they love and do what they want to do. So, what part of me thinks like, okay, I want to buy multifamily, but then we need to save some money liquid on the side in case they do move somewhere. And then, like, maybe we buy a house if they move to Arkansas. Maybe we buy a house in Arkansas. I don't know. Or maybe we buy an apartment in Arkansas. Because I don't, realistically speaking, buying multifamily in California, I know the California market's incredible, but one, I don't think I can get into, and I know there's a lot of like real estate people where you can put zero money down or whatever. There's a lot of methods out there. I don't know them. I know some, but I don't know them. But my problem is in the California market is it's really not landlord friendly. So I want to purchase an apartment building, ideally, in a state where you have stronger rights. Like, I don't want somebody to be able to squat in my property or sue me. Not saying that you should be a bad landlord, but I don't want somebody to like come after me or squat in my property and all of a sudden you have to pay them to get out, or they can essentially seize your property. I don't want that. And I like California, but I can't afford to buy in California right now. And two, like, even if I could, I've seen too many problems. And maybe if you do it on a really big scale, like, I don't know, 60 unit building or 100 unit building, where if somebody squats or does something crazy, you still have a lot of other units to kind of cover that cost. I'm not there yet. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm thinking more like duplex or fourplex type of thing. If somebody squats in a duplex, that's half your money. All of a sudden, you're having to support them, and you get yourself in another bad financial situation. So part of me thinks, okay, well, maybe we should take these profits and go into like a multifamily in, I don't know, pick a state, Texas or Illinois or something like that. I don't know. This is just spitballing. And then part of me is like, well, what if I took a that amount of money, because it would be fairly significant for us. My family's not wealthy, but I'm trying to increase our financial situation, improve it. Like, well, what if we took that amount of money and put it into a smart little dividend portfolio, and then we could do one of two things. We could either let the dividends compound and build our dividend payout, or the other thing I was thinking was, okay, well, what if we took this amount of money, put it into dividends, and then off of those dividends, we use the dividend, what do you call it? Dividend, passive income, dividend income, and take that over and put that into crypto. So then now, and I think that's kind of a smart little plan when I work it out in my head, because we can take, okay, so say it's, call it a couple $100,000. Ideally. I mean, I'm talking optimistically. So let's just say, like, okay, our crypto portfolio does really well. Let's say at 10x's. So we've got a few $100,000 to play with. Let's say I take it over to a few dividend stocks. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. And let's say it averages 3% a year, something like that. What is the math on that? So it would be, let's say, do I have a fucking calculator in here? I don't know. Anyways, let's say it's a couple $100,000 to put it into dividend stocks. That would be, I don't know, maybe let me think, what's 10% of 10,000? It would be 5,000. So it could be like maybe 10, depending how we play it, 10 to $15,000 in dividend income, something like that. So then we could take that and then put that into crypto and then start building our crypto portfolio off of dividend income. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But then I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. I mean, it will definitely depend on my debt situation, if my parents want to, or my dad wants to cash out or keep his money in our little investment pool. It'll just depend. I mean, part of me wants to get into some type of real estate specifically for them, because my biggest concern is I never want them to worry about a place to live. And as my dad specifically gets older, because he's older than my mom, as he gets older, I'm like, we've been fairly lucky. There's been one major health scare with him, but it only takes like one thing, right? It only takes one major incident. He's going to be 74 this year. And I know in the grand scheme of things, 74 is not that old, but he's further to that side of things than not, right? Like 74 is, it's getting old. I mean, and he's been on the racetrack for most of his life. It's a hard life. If you've been on, I mean, look at my face. I grew up in horses. I look old. I look 75. But so part of me wants to be able to buy something and then just make sure that they always have somewhere to live. But then the other part of me is like, well, what if we can play this right and we get some dividend income and we start building the crypto portfolio back up again with dividend income, or we take the dividend income and we put it into a high yield savings, something like that, so where we have a liquid kind of clump of cash, where when we do start to see the bear market in crypto again, we can take that and start investing into that. Something that like that makes sense to me. Or we use the dividend income to pay their rent or something like that. I don't know. I need to start working this out in my head just so I'm ready to move on it. It's not like we're going to come into this huge windfall, but it'll be a fairly significant amount of money for us. So I just want to figure out what we're doing there. Um, and I was super into dividends. It's funny how cyclical things are. I was super into dividend stocks and investing, and I made a pretty good portfolio. And then I took that money, sold all of that, and then started moving it into crypto, and then have built up that portfolio more with crypto. And then I'm thinking about selling that at the top and moving it into dividend stocks again. It's funny how things flow in and out and how your kind of thoughts on investing changes. I still think crypto is an incredible investment uh, and an investment opportunity. It just, there are things where it's like, what do I want to say? There are things where it's like, because it's cyclical and because I'm not a day trader, I'm a little bit more stuck to how the market's, where we're at in the market versus being able to just constantly make money off of it. So yeah, just trying to figure out there. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's, to me it's always a concern, and it's, I've always had, and not to make it sound like I have this big crown on my head, I'm a hero, but I've always known, because of the way my parents have lived and have always operated, they are in the most unbiased form. Yeah, exactly. So it's, you have that concern too. So like for me, as an only child and knowing my parents the way they are so fucking committed to animals. They're like, they're not only incredible trainers, but they're incredible horse people. Like the knowledge and the care and the amount of effort they put into each and every animal that they have. It's why they, to me, it's why they've never made that much money, because they're horrible business people. Like my dad will always do what's best for the horse, regardless of if the client can pay, if the client's 6 months past due on their bill, if the client is whatever, he will always disregard his financial, not even benefit, his financial well being because of his passion for the animal. And that's always been the case. They've had 50 horses in training, and they have very few. They have maybe 4 horses in training. But they're incredible, what do you want to call it? Just like, it sounds so stupid to say shepherds of the industry, but they are. I mean, that's, they're just really good horse people. They're incredible with animals, and just their knowledge is incredible. But I've always known, because of this, they're not good with money, and they've never had a lot of money. So I've always known, like as an only child, with that in mind, I know that they are. There's going to be a time where it's all on me, and that's part of where I get really frustrated with myself, because it's like, I know that there's going to be a time where they can't work or bring any money in, and they're not going to have a place to live, and I'm going to have to come up with a solution. And I get so fucking frustrated with myself, because it's like, I know that's going to happen, and I know that's going to happen sooner than later, and I have not done anything or created anything where I can take care of them. Like I know I need to do something, whether it's real estate, I need to do something that starts really generating income so I can put money into my investments, so I can make sure no matter what they're taken care of, because that's a very real, I mean, that is the reality. That's not even like, oh, it's a possibility that something goes wrong. It's the absolute reality that there will come a time when my dad can't do something or he can't work, and I'm going to have to take care of them. I mean, not like wipe their ass yet, but financially, or like with housing and stuff. So I definitely, that's always on my mind, and I think I need to. I don't know if I need to use that as my fuel for doing things, or I need to remember every single day, like that's why I'm doing, need to do what I'm doing. Part of me thinks when we talk about real estate and needing to pursue clients and like pursue cold calling or door knocking or whatever, I need to keep that in the back of my mind, because they always say, like whenever I watch sales coaches, they're like, what is the thing that drives you harder than anything? Now think about that and lean into that. And part of me is like, I think I get complacent, and I'm like, no, it's fine. Like I'm okay. We're gonna get there. Like we're working on it. And I lose this urgency But that, when I think about that with my parents, it freaks me the fuck out, to be completely honest, because I'm like, I can't do that, and I know that I want to be able to, and I know that I need to, and they deserve that, but I can't right now, and that does make me a little bit sick. Which I'm sure anybody that's an only child or anybody that's in a similar situation, you feel that because it's like I don't want them to just have to move into my kitchen on a cot. Like that's not. I mean, that's not fair. They deserve more than that. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at there. It's a very. This is what I like about lives is I can just kind of free flow and talk about whatever, and my brain goes 50 different directions. And that's a little insight into like how my little brain works. It goes like this. Just all over the place. I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about Monopoly, then I'm thinking about investing, and then I'm thinking about the cap rate of a multifamily building and how I want to buy a 100 unit building. And that's how it is. But I think that's it for now. I might hop off because I need to go do, actually, what I really need to do is go to the bathroom. So I'm going to sign off. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Robin. Well, I think I'm going to sign off for now because I'm going to pee my pants. But stay tuned. I want to do more lives. So stay tuned for the next one. Bye. Thanks for coming on here. Thanks for chatting also. Thanks for the compliments. Or what do you call these? Comments. Thanks for the comments. Bye, Robin. Close.